Greetings and salutations. I present for your presentation a review on Transformers, Beast Hunters, Predacons Rising, the movie special which is to tie up the Prime universe, or at least this current incarnation of it, because apparently there's some follow-up series and I probably won't give it a rat's ass about it. What do I think of this special? It's trying to do something in too little time. Grant some of the things that's going on. The Autobots are rebuilding Cybertron, but to do it they need the Allspark, which also conveniently was sent off into space, so Wheeljack and Optimus Prime head off for it, hence removing Prime from the bulk of the things. Very much like in Beast Wars, when Prime got his final upgrade. They found ways to keep removing him so he doesn't become the overwhelming powerhouse. Predaking is still about, but he's found his own sanctuary upon the bones of his old former Predacon ancestors. And it's probably his own genetic donor is among there somewhere, considering he's a clone. Possibly a clone of a clone, we're not certain. Well, I'm not certain. We have a Shockwave and Starscream continuing to make a Predacon army, having cloned 2 new Predacons. Darksteel and, not using the toy mold, Skylynx. Why that name? It's not even what the original first one of those molds. I think the first one was actually called Sky Stalker. But still, there is the problem with those 2 in that, other than being a pair of ruckus teenagers who are being kept in line by Starscream and Shockwave, that's all they are. They are wasted opportunities. Magnus is taken out of actions with the first encounter with the Predacons. And before that, Bumblebee is made a warrior, promoted from being a mere scout. And all while this mess is going on, we're actually learning more about Bumblebee, about who he is, how he operates. And this is how he's operating. He's operating like a scout. He's being sensible with his thinking. He's basically doing what IDW's Robots in Disguise run is doing, but doing it a lot better than his IDW counterpart. He's becoming a leader. And the news that the Predacon's about, he got to see Predaking, tracking him down to his sanctuary, trying to appease him with respect with dignity, and with the news that there are more Predacons around. But no, Predaking isn't having any of this. The Autobots destroyed his brethren, so he just wants to be left alone. And so Bumblebee's left without choice, and goes off with the other Autobots to plan something new. And here's where things really get problematic in the plot. Unicron returns. He hijacks Megatron's dead body, giving it an upgrade so it looks more like Galvatron, but doesn't actually take on a name, and returns to Cybertron with every intent to destroy the place. I've already mentioned before that this is a problematic production, for the simple fact is the Predacons aren't anything special that can be played by anyone, and overall they're not a big feature. You could quite easily have Predaking all on his own, just facing the fact that he's having to deal with Autobots and Decepticons. There is a major battle where Shockwave is overwhelmed when Unicron raises the Predacon dead, and it looks like he's been devoured. But no, he reappears later, approaching Predaking and his 2 Darksteel and Skylynx. He speaks to them. We don't know what he says, but that's the last we see of him. He just then disappears. We have Knockout, wanting to be out of the brig along with the other Viacons who won't play ball, who won't help in the rebuilding of Cybertron. And he's still saying he wants to be on their side, he wants to be in the winning team. And he proves this when Starscream gets aboard the Decepticon warship and whacks Starscream with the immobilizer when Starscream is using it to take over, using the mass displacement field or whatever the little toy that Smokescreen keeps using, breaking it when it's basically remarked that, oh, that's not the real one. So in other words, Knockout is always on their side. the best things about Predacons Rising is Bumblebee presentation as a leader. He's slowly fitting into it over the hour. And of course, Knockouts always win. Comes down to it. And I prove that so much I'm using the terminology I just do not like using. He is a delight on the screen. In summary, Predacons Rising is basically recycled from Beast Machines, where they're trying to rebuild Cybertron, and to do it, they have access to the core, and to do it, they inject it with something. In this case, they require the Allspark. And to keep it safe from Unicron, Prime sticks it in his chest, merging it with his own spark and the Matrix. And so he sacrifices himself to restore Cybertron. So what do I say about this? I will say this. Megatron's change of heart when he's freed from Unicron is... dear God, that's cheap. It's quick, it's too easy. It would have all been better if Megatron just died. That Unicron was the only thing keeping him alive. But no. What he got was a taste of what it means to be oppressed, so he no longer has the taste to do it to anyone else. Hey, Prime Megatron. Otherwise, I think you're a very, very well done character. But IDW Megatron is smacking you around the face saying you're an idiot. It's just too quickly done in an hour. Or even less than that. This is basically 2 episodes back to back. Because the opening of Predacons Rising and the 3 episodes that ended the series was better done than this. It took time to build and escalate. This was not particularly well done. It does for wrapping things up, but not particularly well. And of course, we still have some problems in that Arachnid and the Insecticons are still loose on one of the moons. Maybe it's possible that they've all died out with a lack of energon to be feeding on. But still, that was never covered. They had just been forgotten. What we got is Unicron's back, an army of undead Predacons, a glorious end fight scene with the Autobots, Knockout and the Predacons all fighting against Unicron's undead horde. But ultimately it's not enough to save it. It is an example of what is worst of the Prime series. So, is this worth watching? If you want to shut down your brain and just want something for metal on metal grinding combat, yeah, maybe it might be worth it. But as an end for the series, no, not at all. Could have been done so much better, needed more time, more development, but no. It's an end. Not particularly a good end, but it's an end. Peace out, people.